Good morning, class. May I request Mr. Quijada to lead a prayer? And everyone kindly stand. Amen. So once again, good morning, class. Kindly arrange your chair properly and please be seated. Remind the students of the classroom rules. Be kind and respectful to everyone. Pay attention especially when the teacher is discussing. Raise your hand before you speak. Lastly, participate in the class discussion and activities. Is that clear, class? Before we start our discussion, let me check your attendance. If your name is called, state your surname and say present. For example, Samson, present, ma'am. Okay, let's start. Mr. Apyag, Ms. Brunyola. Very good students because all of you are present today. And I really appreciate your effort to come to school every day. So are you ready now to learn a new lesson? Let's first have a drill, and everyone should follow the steps on the video presented, which is the penguin dance. Please stand again, class. Did you enjoy the penguin dance? Okay, now who can recap the topic class meeting? Yes, Miss Suhian. Thank you, Miss Suhian. I am going to present different words. Class, you are free to share your ideas, opinions, or what comes to your mind after seeing those words. Yes, Miss Plaza. Thank you, Miss Plaza. That's a good idea. Another one? Yes, Mr. Quijada. Thank you, Mr. Quijada, and that's a great idea. So class, what do you think our topic for today? Anyone who can guess? Yes, Mr. Petalio. Thank you, Mr. Petalio. Keep working on it, you're almost there. Another one who wants to share? Yes, Miss Haranelia. That's it. Very good, Miss Haranelia. Thank you, students, for sharing your brilliant ideas. Before anything else, please read the learning objectives for this session. At the end of the lesson, the students shall be able to identify the energy from volcanoes, illustrate a diagram showing the process of using energy from volcanoes, and appreciate the importance of geothermal energy to human life. We will have an activity, and I will group you into 3 by T-ball. Each group has 1 question on that paper, and you may discuss your answer with your group mates for only 5 minutes. You may write your answer on any paper if you want. Are we clear? Can I get the list of names in each group and write them on 1/4 sheet of paper? This time, I am going to call one representative to present your ideas and explain your answer. Let's start with Group 1. May I call Ms. Brunyola to present your answer? Thank you for sharing, Group 1. You have excellent ideas. Let's proceed to Group 2. Mr. Flores, can you share your answer? You explain it well, Mr. Flores, and thank you for sharing your great ideas, Group 2. Now, the last presenter, Group 3. May I call Mr. Nautan to explain your answer? Thank you, Group 3, for sharing your creative ideas. Did you learn something from our activity? Good job, students. I'm proud the way you worked today. Let's move on and let's expand your knowledge. Just listen, and if you have any questions, you can ask me after the discussion. So, energy from volcanoes. Volcanoes are one of the most evident manifestations of the Earth's energy, which is called geothermal energy. The presence of hot magmas below the surface of active volcanic regions offers the prospect of harnessing a huge amount of geothermal energy. That geothermal energy is a renewable resource, as it exploits the abundant Earth's interior heat and water, which once used and cooled, is then piped back to the reservoir. Having the use of this natural energy source has important implications for preserving the environment. Since our country is a home to more than 100 volcanoes, energy has been dropped from the volcanoes. Philippines ranks as second in the world's production of geothermal energy. According to the Department of Energy, 14.4% of the country's total power of generation is produced from the geothermal energy. The production of electricity from geothermal energy is cheaper than the electricity using natural gas, coal, and hydropower. So what is geothermal energy? The earth believed to be extremely hot from within. This heat from the earth's interior is a source of energy called geothermal energy. Geo means earth and thermal means heat. The geothermally generated electricity was produced by Prince Piero Gennari Conti at the Landaro Dry Steam field in Tuscany, Italy in 1904. How is geothermal energy generated? So actually, there are two ways, through geothermal power plant and geothermal heat pump. Geothermal power plant, the heat from deep inside the earth is used to produce steam to generate electricity. How it works? As you can see class in the picture, the first step is hot water is pumped from deep underground through a well under high pressure. Second, when the water reaches the surface, the pressure is dropped, which causes the water to turn into steam. The steam spins the turbine, which is connected to a generator that produces electricity. The steam cools off in the cooling tower and condenses back to water. And the last step is the cold water is pumped back into the earth to begin the process again. So let's proceed to geothermal heat pump, which is it uses the heat coming from close to the earth's surface to heat water or provide heat for buildings. How it works? Water or a refrigerant moves through a loop of pipes. When the weather is cold, the water or the refrigerant heats up as it travels through the part of the loop that's buried underground. Then once it gets back above the ground, the warm water or refrigerant transfers heat into the building. The water or refrigerant cools down. After its heat is transferred, it is pumped back underground where it heats up once more, starting the process again. And the last step, on a hot day, the system can run in reverse. The water or refrigerant cools the building and then is pumped underground, where extra heat is transferred to the ground around the pipes. In the Philippines, geothermal power plants are used to generate electricity in Tiwi Albay, Kidapawan, North Cotabato, Calacan, Laguna, Tugunan, Liti, Baguio City, Northern Negros Occidental, Valencia, Negros Oriental, and Bacon, Sorsogon. So figure 1 below shows the Macban geothermal power plant in Laguna. Now, I am going to present a video about how geothermal energy from a volcano can be used to generate electricity. Listen carefully because afterwards I'm going to ask you a questions.
Geothermal energy gives us a steady supply of electrical power with minimal environmental impact. Here is the basic process. Water in underground reservoirs is heated to high temperatures by magma. Production wells drilled up to 10,000 feet below the Earth's surface tap into this hot fluid. Under its own pressure, the fluid flows through these wells toward the surface. As it travels, the pressure lessens, causing a small amount to become steam. Together, the hot fluid and steam move through a surface pipeline to a wellhead separator, where the pressure is reduced. Here, most of the fluid vaporizes and flashes into high-pressure steam. Any fluid not flashed into steam moves to a standard pressure crystallizer to produce standard pressure steam. Remaining fluid is then flashed at a lower pressure to create low-pressure steam. All steam created in the plant is sent to a turbine on site. The force of the steam spins the turbine's blades, which turns a shaft connected to an electrical generator. An electrical charge is created and directed to a transformer, where the voltage is increased and sent down power lines. Any fluids not flashed into steam return to the underground reservoir, where, in time, they will be reheated and reused. Geothermal energy, a simple, clean, and renewable energy source.
Since you already watched the process of electricity in geothermal energy, what do you think will happen to us if there are no volcanoes? Class, all your answers are accepted. So do not hesitate to share what you've understood. Yes, Mr. Dagook. Thank you, Mr. Dagook, for sharing your good idea. Another one? Yes, Miss Cortez. You have a good point, Cortez. Thank you for sharing that. Any question or clarification regarding to geothermal energy? Since we already done in our discussion, get 1/2 sheets of paper and create a short essay about the importance of geothermal energy to human life in 5 minutes only. Please refer to our rubric for writing your short essay. Are you done, class? Kindly pass your activity now. Job well done, class. Thank you for listening and cooperating.